Okay, so hello, and I just want to talk about today. Okay, so I used to have really beautiful teeth. I mean, they were pearly white and big, white smile. And so what ended up happening to them is I went to a dentist many years ago, I think, over 10 years ago, and they said, oh, they're really pretty. They look really good. They look really white, but they're broken. I said, if they're broken, then what does that mean? I said, if they're broken, that means they'll deteriorate and they'll start crumbling one by one by one. So over the years, I noticed they start to basically deteriorate. They started to like fall. There was like maybe one up here that just came and just cut, and it just looked disgusting. It looks so bad. Anyway, so that's what happened. Over the years, they started crumbling, like the dentist already foretold me. And then when I noticed they started going, it looked dreadful. There was like two up here that were like really rotten, and I needed that removed. It took me like 7 years later of being pressured to, like fix it. Yeah, so I was advised to get them removed and then just go for that. My family was saying dental implants are a good option, but to be honest, I never felt comfortable with dental implants because they have the screws, the all-on-4 have 1, 2, 3, 4. I never really felt comfortable with the all-on-4, and not only that, I think they're a bit expensive considering, I want something a bit more natural. With makeup, you just got to think of it in a positive way, that with makeup, you put it on, you take it off. With dentures, it's pretty much put them on, take them off. So, originally before I actually got my teeth fixed, I was dreading it, to be honest. I was dreading the thought of them falling because I was so pretty, before. I remember getting comments, oh, are they real teeth or are they dental implants? Because that's how nice my natural teeth were. Before, they used to think it was dental implants, but it wasn't. And then it took many years of me thinking, realizing it doesn't look good. So I was advised and things like that to get them removed, so I got them removed. I felt relieved because it looked so decayed, it was really unattractive, especially for a lady or even a man. Like, you don't want to look in the mirror and go, oh my god, it looks disgusting, look how terrible I look. I look like I've taken drugs for so many years. Even people that do take drugs, you still need to fix your teeth. Even if you're a big smoker, your teeth cause smoking decay, you still got to look after yourself. So, I was a smoker for many years and still have an occasional one, but won't have it with, dentures or anything in. And that's when it hit me that actually health is quite important. That perhaps quitting is a better option because you've got to take care of yourself, you've got to take care of how you look. It's quite important. Then I used to dread going to the dentist to get my teeth removed. I felt like dental anxiety. I would cancel like 10 appointments, and it got so bad that I think they didn't even want to see me again because it was like I cancelled so many. They can't blame me though. Like after 2 or 3 appointments, you think, oh my god, and they're like losing clients as well. So this dental phobia was so severe in me that I didn't want to go to a dentist to get them removed. And then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, it needs to get removed. It looks terrible. Then what ended up happening was eventually I had the, the gut sort of to start going to dentist appointments. Then they did what was it? It was like teeth removal, the healing, things like that. I still had some teeth, at the top and the bottom, but to be brutally honest, most of them were gone. So I ended up having to get partial upper and lower dentures. They recommended the metal ones with the clasp that hold on to your natural teeth if you've got any remaining. I've really struggled for many years with going to remove the teeth. I remember it was so traumatizing for me. It was like I had this fear of just them screwing it off, and with all the dentist equipment used to think, but what I really feared was the pointy, so it looks like an injection put at the back and then they numb it. Oh, I hated that so much that I kept cancelling, got ridiculous, and then my family and eventually my boyfriend was like, you need to fix your teeth, they look terrible. And then when he actually said it to me, it kind of hit me like, oh my God, I look so bad. And my family kept pressuring me to get it done. And then I looked in the mirror and I smiled with the, missing teeth, everything. And I smiled in the mirror and I was just like, that looks so bad for a woman to look like that and to smile like that. Doesn't look attractive at all. And that's what encouraged me. Like when you go in front of a mirror and you're like, okay, I'm going to look at how bad the teeth are decayed. I'll recommend, if you have a fear of removing the teeth, go in front of the mirror, smile, and then think, oh, does it need to be done? And should I get booked in a dentist appointment? Because it's very important. When I smiled in front of the mirror, the realization came to me. I was like, oh my God, these teeth look so bad. So when I actually had that, looking in the mirror, I realized, oh wow, I think I better go and done. But I looked up so many YouTubes and Reels, and the YouTubes were actually very inspiring to do something about too. I was watching dentures on YouTube, and it inspired me to actually do something about it. And then seeing like people in the recovery process was very healing for me to get something done about it. I remember I went, what happened? My tooth was so decayed that before I fixed it, I went to the hospital and it was bloated the side of my mouth and I had to take antibiotics. It was from tooth decay. And she said to me, oh, wow, what happened to your teeth? I said, oh, they're just decayed. She goes, oh, was it, she said to me, was it heroin? Did you take a lot of heroin over the years? I said, oh my God. When she said that, the realization hit me of how bad my teeth actually look. For her to actually say, was it heroin? I was like, oh my God, that was a real eye-opener to how decayed my teeth were. And when she said, I said, no, it wasn't heroin. But I was like, wow, that must be pretty bad, bad state for her to say that. And that little things, like little comments and looking in the mirror and watching YouTube dentures and people in the recovery was quite inspiring for me to fix it. To be honest, I never wanted to get dental implants. Now, I know they're more convenient because they hold in your mouth and you just have to brush it and get cleaned every 6 months. But I was also watching YouTube, and it said over 1 million people have reported that dental implants have contained some, what was it, copper or titanium, which some people are allergic to, and they can get unwell. And also that the screws in the top of the teeth sometimes come undone, and then what you're having is like like clicking your teeth. But apparently it's so bad that one woman, she regrets getting dental implants. And also, before I watched that, I was actually not interested in dental implants. I thought at first when I heard about it, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. But then over time of thinking, I was like, no, I don't like screws in my mouth. It's just so unnatural. And the thing with dental implants is they cost so much money. It's like, what, $30,000 or more? Including upper and lower, depending what dentist you actually see there. The one thing I don't like about dental implants also is that you've got to sign papers to say if something goes wrong, you can't sue them. Now, what if something does go wrong and you can't sue them? And that's what came to my mind, like, I would never want to do 5 years later dental implants and then have to sign something and then something does go wrong to the point that both have to be removed. What am I going to do then? It's a lot of money and it's not affordable for everyday people. Dental implants are quite expensive and they're kind of like not realistic. I mean, you can understand celebrities getting dental implants and the importance of looking good and things like that. But hello, they're on really high wages. But for the normal common person that either works or whatever it is, circumstances, or you don't work, it's not affordable. I mean, the repayments on some of them are ridiculously priced. All you have to do, really, if you want to, is get used to having dentures. I recommend dentures because it's more natural. It's like your makeup, like I said before. You put it on, you put it off. You put it on, you put it off. Makeup, you do that every day, depending what you like or what your preference is. Even with clothes, you take it on, you take it off. You have your shower, things like that. Dentures is exactly the same thing. You take them on, you take them off at night. You put them in the water. Big deal that it's in water. Some people, I used to think, oh my God, that is such a horror story. You have dentures and then next thing you have to also put them in water at night like you're 70s old was kind of daunting to me. It was kind of like, oh God, really? But then when I watched so many good and bad reviews on dental implants, I thought, no, I'm not really interested. But the downside of dentures is you got to take them on and off. But when you get used to it, it's not that bad, actually. It's like brushing your teeth. You brush it, and then, you brush it, and then you go to sleep. It's just no big deal. It's nothing to stress yourself over. All I know is that from my experience, many years of just letting it go, on time for photographs, because I love taking loads of selfies. I put snap-on veneers, where you put on top of your natural teeth, but they wouldn't hold or anything. So it's kind of all here, just kind of to pull it in and smile for the photograph, but it wouldn't hold. And it was like, oh my God, this is so terrible. But hello, what do you expect when they're like $3-4 online? Yeah, so I try to look for pictures and everything and try to, look my best. But those ones, snap-on, what is it? Snap-on veneers, fake veneer snap-ons were the worst thing ever, but they did the job until I got lipstick all stained all over it, and then I couldn't take it off, and then it ruined it. And they're only $3-4, so I wasn't worried. But I was like, damn it, I really like wearing those for photographs. And then all of a sudden I had to throw them in the bin because they were like, the discoloration of lipstick on top of the snap-on veneers ruined it. And then, the worst bit about going without dentures or even dental implants, everyone's preference is different. So if you want to get dental implants, it's your choice. But I recommend dentures because when you get old, you just remember, like, oh, I'm old, I'm just wearing my little dentures. Young, even I am now 30 plus years old, hitting in the 40s. And I eventually got them done. And, on day one, which is pretty much today, day one, it was very hard to actually talk with the dentures in. It was very difficult. I actually really struggled talking. I was like, hello, 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 trying to look in the mirror and practice how to talk and eventually get used to them at least for a few hours. And actually I did pretty well. At first, when you put them in, your body's not really used to it, so you might be salivating a little bit more than normal, might be gulping a bit more. It's just part of the denture process, I guess, after you get them done. But the one thing I couldn't stand was just looking at the partial dentures and putting it in the water, which was just a few hours ago. I was just trying to see, and I was like, oh my God, it looks dreadful. But it is the night time. Hello. You go to bed. So big deal. It's off. You don't have to look perfect 24/7. Just during the day when you go do things and stuff, it's very important to look your best, male or female. I mean, I saw a lot of people that took drugs and everything when they smile. They have maybe one tooth there and maybe no teeth there and maybe no teeth at all. I know a lot of people struggle with their teeth, like I have. Like when I see them, my teeth were very close to that. My teeth were very close to that, but I didn't take progressive drugs for 10 years and stuff like that for it to fall. So, but when she said, oh, did you take heroin, that really hit home. It was like, wow, isn't it bad to take for someone to actually comment and say, did you take heroin? Is that why your teeth are like pretty much, in other words, bad condition? And I was like, oh my God. I think some comments just made me realize how important it was to take care of yourself. And not only that, on day one, I put them on in first and I felt like puking. I think my body might have been reacting to having actually dentures in your mouth. So at first I felt like vomiting, saliva was coming out of my mouth. It was very, very difficult. But what you do is you get your dentures, you take them home, you put them in. Then you go in front of a mirror, I highly recommend, and you start trying to talk with the dentures. You start going in front of the mirror, hello, how are you? Trying to have sentences. Talking sentencing, so you can see if you can adjust to the dentures. But the one thing I think that dentures are very good for is for your health and also for your self-esteem too. Because when you kind of like don't have teeth and you got missing gaps everywhere, it's not really going to make you feel so confident. I know because I've been there and it wasn't a pleasant place to be in. And I mean, you know when you see someone else, which is example yourself, and just put yourself seeing somebody else with missing teeth, is the first thing that you think of? You think, oh, gross. But that was me, pretty much. Looking in the mirror and saying, gross to myself. I was like, pretty much disgusted of how I let it go so bad. But now I understand why people will be like on the judgy side when they see your teeth, because it's very important when you're in conversations and just smiling. And then I sort of looked in the mirror and smiled when there wasn't no dentures, and it was just so terrible. Like, I know I've gone over it a few times about how I dreaded and was shocked at in the mirror, but that was a reality check to say, fix it, do something about it. Now, originally I had wanted the dentures with, up the top you put the denture glue and denture glue at the bottom. I pretty much wanted that, but the dental prosthesis, I think it's called, he highly recommended I got the partial upper and lower dentures with metal clasp, because there was still some teeth remaining. Now, not everyone has teeth remaining, but for the ones that do, like myself and other people, if you've got at the back teeth to hold your teeth in, the metal clasp is probably the best thing because it's stronger than the actual glue. When you smile, you don't feel like it's going to fall. Whereas, that's it. The importance of taking care of your teeth, because I realized that, when my teeth were in such a bad condition, I mean, what will make you motivated is watching YouTubes about other people's denture or dental implants experience. And when you say that, it should give you back the confidence to fix it, because it certainly did with me. Because when I watched so many, I was watching one after the other, and eventually I said, you know what, they look great. I would love to do it where I just look at least somewhat decent or normal, instead of looking so bad. And then with encouragement from family and boyfriend and things like that, eventually I decided that it needed to be done. And when it came to my final appointment today, I got them in, and then I realized, wow, it makes such a difference and it's worth it. The only reason, you can get dental implants, you can get dentures, whatever you want to do, what you're comfortable with, that's no issue there, obviously. But I chose dentures because I know it's a bit of a pain, because the only downside to dentures is that you got to take them out at night. I think that's pretty much the only downside to dentures, apart from just the first time, because my first time, adjusting and talking, big deal. You get used to it after time. And big deal at night, you got to put them in some water to clean them and brush it. And brush your teeth if you've got any remaining. Whatever the situation is, whether you get, you have no teeth to hold it, you still got the option of the denture glue. Now, even though I had teeth remaining, I wanted the denture glue one, but he strongly advised against that and was kind of like, no, I think, the partial upper and lower acrylic denture with metal clasp or whatever they call it was the best option for me. But then when I put them on, I realized how strong they really were, and they were really holding it together, so it turned out to be worth it. And yeah, so I think, everyone needs encouragement in their lives, but personally, with what I've seen here, I mean, even taking photos of your rotten teeth should be an eye-opener, because I've done it to myself when they're rotten. I took, pictures of it rotten, and I smiled, and I went, oh my God, look how bad I look. I look so dreadful. I mean, those looking in the mirror smiling, taking pictures of it rotten, all these things motivated me to actually want to do something about it, and then also hearing from others. Oh, wow, you look really bad. I'm like, okay, that's another sign. Sign 100 to get something done, or I need that motivation. And sometimes if your friends or family want to come to you with a dentist appointment and you've got dental phobias or anxiety or anything, that's probably the best thing to do. If you can't do it yourself, have someone to support you, because I certainly have that support there as well, from family and things like that. But overall, I'm not worried about, at first I was worried about what, your boyfriend thinks, or think how, oh my God, you're taking off at night, it looks terrible. It doesn't matter. Even if they think you look dreadful at night, it doesn't matter. What's important is looking good during the day. And at night, you take them off, you have a shower and put your pajamas on. It's no big deal. You just take care of your other teeth, and you brush them, and you brush the dentures as well. At least you're looking somewhat decent compared to before. And I know that from my experience personally, of how important it is to look good. When you're young and dumb, you don't really care. You think whatever. You don't think it's going to happen to you. And it happened to me. I was pretty young, and I remember years before when my teeth had broken down, the dentist, Mum said to me, oh, one day you keep drinking those soft drinks with so much sugar in it, your teeth are going to fall off. And then I went to a dentist not long after that conversation, and he said, oh, sorry to tell you, but your teeth look beautiful. They're all white, they're straight, but they're broken. And I went, what do you mean by broken? Broken? He goes, broken meaning all your teeth, one by one, whatever happens, they're pretty much gonna break. So each one will start, some little piece will come off, the other one will come off, the others will start rotting, because I'm sorry, most of your teeth are pretty decayed. I'd say pretty much all of them. But he got that wrong because, after a time, when the other dentist, when it came to it, if I had maybe addressed this thing earlier, maybe I would have had 1, 2, 3 teeth by another dentist checking it, removed. And, because I left it progressively over time, many years, and not seeing the dentist, most of them started to fall. So, they could have saved it, but because I was had that anxiety and fear, and just avoiding the dentist didn't help the situation at all. If they say, oh, we could save this one or that one, you should take that straight away and see a dentist, because you might save more if you live over a few years. What to expect, kind of thing. If you have any at all by then. I was lucky to still have a few good remaining teeth. So overall, just trying to say that it is important, and dentures aren't as scary as it seems. At first you're talking a little bit funny, you don't know how to talk. You have to at the steps I told you before, in the mirror, smiling, talking, trying to adjust them. Whatever situation you're in, don't freak out. There's always a way out. And yeah, so, you know, who knows the future and what that should bring. But for now, I know I really prefer dentures. And also, you know, when they fix that, it looks more decent now. When you smile, you look okay. You look not too bad. I mean, when I smile now, just like a natural little smile, just like this, it looks okay. It doesn't look too hard. Now, the middle, you can see it on your big smile, just a little like that, but it's no big deal. So, yeah, when I smile and things like that, I smile a little, not because I'm worried, but I can smile quite big too, and it's like that, like that. You can see just a little rattle there. Yeah, so the smile looked really decent. And the metal clasps for the acrylics are really handy. It holds up very well. So yeah, so that's my pretty much personal denture story, and that's it. And I wish you well on your dental experience, whether dentures or dental implants. It's really, everyone has a choice. And good luck with everything. And I hope you take the steps I told you to take, just so you're aware. So, and also in regards to the needle that they put behind your mouth, oh well, it's only a few seconds. You don't want to feel the pain while they're pulling out your teeth with what it appears like screwdrivers. As I call them, dental screwdrivers, where they're screwing out your tooth and things like that. But good luck on your journey, and I wish you the best. Okay.